Mind your step.
He spotted Sarge, an Indian cockney he'd shared a cone of chips with once, deep in conversation with a friend, sitting on the steps back up to the road. Charlie doubled back and towards them, but before he got that far, he noticed a lone man silhouetted against the light from the street, standing on the stairs above him. Charlie looked up, smiled. They looked at each other for a moment. Charlie's smile grew a little broader. And then the sounds began to fracture. Charlie became aware of a whistling from behind him, somewhere in the tunnels. He turned, and as he did so, he saw from the corner of his eye the man from the stairs disappearing upwards. He thought he saw Sarge stand and run. Charlie's body reacted before his brain fully understood what was happening. He started to charge upwards, rocked first on one side and then the other by bodies running up beside him. As people passed him on the stairs, Charlie could see that the charge had sucked in theatre-goers and tourists, that the whistling and the shouting, staccato, almost hysterical, the words bent out of shape, had frightened everyone and not just the men it was designed to stir. He fell more than once, knees skidding painfully on the edges of the steps, then tumbled into the street, where he looked desperately around him to find where the police stood in the crowd. All along the edges of the pavement, police cars and windowless vans drew into place, forming a barrier between the massive bodies and the roadways to the east and north. Charlie glanced in the direction of the first exit. More police cars, more vans. He staggered for a few seconds, unsure of which way to run. He saw a uniformed officer chasing 3 young men around the corner and into Regent Street. He thought he felt a hand on his arm. South was closest. He pushed through the crowd, discounting the women but staring in horror at every man's face he passed, unable to tell who was a policeman and who wasn't. He charged at the people in front of him, spinning bodies out of his way, staggered across the mouth of Piccadilly. The deeper dark of Lower Regent Street swallowed him. He heard running. Charlie looked behind him, back towards the lights of the circus, and saw an array of people, mostly men, sprinting, some disappearing into doorways or down basement steps. He caught a flash of boys he knew from the circus, boys in denim, men in pale suits scattering. His feet hit the pavement hard, his legs stretched beneath him. He faltered at Pall Mall, shocked by the flash of a bus, and then ran on. There were railings across the road, beyond the great white buildings. He could hear men, a man, perhaps, just a few steps behind him. His hands found the cold iron, the edge of a garden. He climbed the railings. Somewhere, behind the trees, men were singing. Charlie's heart battered against his chest. He fumbled in his pocket for the little packet of pills. He almost wondered if he could ask for help. But as the first sound left his mouth, a hand reached across his face, and now he couldn't breathe. You can't always get what you want. Earlier that day, Anna Treadway, standing in the wings of the Galaxy Theatre, listened to the actors say their lines, the pace and the music of it all. Bertie was taking his long speech a bit too fast. It was a matinee, a hot Saturday matinee at that, and Bertie spoke with the restlessness of a man already thinking about how he was going to get through his evening performance. The auditorium sweated as one, like some vast coach party packed into an Italianate sauna. The actors streamed sweat over their panstick and soaked their costumes stiff with salt. Costumes that Anna would then have to try and freshen before the next performance. She watched how the actors pulled surreptitiously at their clothing, or turned upstage to wipe the sweat out of their eyes. From the audience, and Anna had sat in enough audiences to know this, the players, beautifully dressed, shining white under the lights, seemed almost godlike. An audience member could no more imagine speaking to these creatures than they could imagine running up onto the stage and touching them as they moved. But in the wings they looked small, their steps tentative. Anna could see the way their fingers played silently on tables and chairbacks when they weren't speaking. She heard the pauses in the pattern of the scene that had not been there the day before, because someone was stumbling on their lines or the person before them hadn't reached their spot.
Maybe the new boy will freshen it up.